Good morning. I just wanted to show everybody how the garden looks before we get a big old storm coming through here today. Hopefully everything won't be beaten up too much, but I'm taking a video just in case. So here is our front walkway. It's looking really pretty right now. I've got agapanthus that has a bicolor variegation to it. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Look at this. Isn't that neat? I love how it's two-toned. And then I've got some Supertunia bubblegum and royal purple, I think. Something like that. But they're really starting to fill in nicely. Soon enough, you won't be able to see the ground. And it'll be all covered up. Here's one of my favorite irises. It's called Blue Cheer. And it's looking absolutely beautiful. And as you can see, my Eden rose, we never did stake it or tie it up to the trellis. And now it's falling all over the place. And it's gotten to the point where it's too late to stake it back because look at all these buds. Oh, I wonder what that is. Cute little something or other. But there are buds all over this bush, all the way down the canes. And so it's kind of late to tack it back because I just wouldn't see a nice show like it is. I'm just hoping and praying that these can handle the storm that's about to come through. Apparently there's a pretty bad one headed our way. But here it is, about to open up. Come on, focus. There we go. Here's another one. All the ones on the ends are about to open up. So hopefully, since they're not quite open yet, they'll be okay through the storm and we can still enjoy them. We live in North Georgia, and I think they were saying down south of Atlanta, they're expecting like 60 to 70 mile-an-hour winds with the storm. So I'm trying not to internally freak out that my roses are going to be completely destroyed, because I've been really excited about this year because they are just, my bushes are just covered with roses this year. This one is Souvenir de la Malmaison, which is starting to come up really nicely. There's a bloom back there. And I have that planted in front of another Eden rose right here. And then these are knockouts right there. And then I've got catmint and peonies and clematis planted throughout. But here's my peony bloom, which is looking really pretty. When I planted this, it was tagged as Lady Orchid, which it is definitely not Lady Orchid. So it's kind of disappointed about that, but it's still a pretty peony. But just, it's kind of disappointing when you don't get exactly what you wanted, that you paid for. So, but it's still nice. Can't complain. Catmint's about to bloom. So this whole thing is going to be really, really beautiful in the next week or two, as long as we can get through this storm. Let me show you the rose garden, where I have a lot of my roses in this little bed over here. This rose right here is Cinderella Fairy Tale. I mean, it is just covered. Covered in all these little shoots that are eventually going to become blooms. This should be looking really good in the next couple weeks, I think. This one on the end is Earth Angel right here. So that's going to look nice. And this monster of a bush right here is Summer Romance. This one always does really, really well for me. It's always covered in blooms. So you can see why I'm like really nervous about this storm that's about to come through. I don't want any of these to be ruined with all these high winds. That's what I'm worried about, is the high winds and potential for hail. So
there are wild kitties in the garden.
Yes, I got my kitties following us.
Yes, there's a third one, but he's very evil. And
He is not evil.
He hates that gray one.
He is not evil.
He loves the other one.
All right, well here is Caramella, which has got some bugs on it here. Gotta get those little aphids off. This one's doing really well. It's filling out nicely. And all my salvia is doing well.
Hi, YouTube.
Elizabeth says hi. All of the salvia is doing really well. This is called Wasui, and it almost looks like lavender. It's one of those perennial performers that just does really great. This rose is called Beverly. It's a Kordes rose, and this is the best year that she's had so far. This one's been really slow to take off. I don't know why. Maybe because I think it's an own root rose. Maybe that's why. But yeah, it's got a lot of pretty buds all over it this year. This is the tallest it's ever been in this spot.
Those are pretty.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
All your flowers are pretty.
Oh, thank you, honey.
You're more beautiful than your flowers, though.
Oh, you're the sweetest daughter ever. I love you.
Oh, hi.
Look at this. Isn't that pretty? It's just got some really pretty color to it. It's so vibrant. And I'm so worried it's gonna get destroyed today. Please, no.
Oh, there goes the lion.
And I've got a huge patch of lilies right here. These are a white lily. I can't remember what variety they are, but they're beautiful, huge white flowers. This one right here that's kind of hanging around, I need to figure out how to stake this. I believe that's Generous Gardener. It's done very well. It's taken off nicely. It has a nice arching growth to it. I've secured most of the branches up into that little birdhouse. Let's see here. This rose on this little obelisk here, I believe, I'm trying to remember because I don't have everything tagged. I think it's Aloha. I think. But I can't quite remember. I'll know when it blooms. This one here is First Crush, which is one of my favorites. This one here is Boscabelle, which I don't know why it is struggling. It almost died. It's got 4 buds on it right now, but it almost kicked the bucket last year after it bloomed. These 2 bushes right here are Wollerton Old Hall, and the one behind it that's got a little bit more height is Jude the Obscure. This is a Jude bloom right here. One of my favorite roses. It's really, really pretty. Over here we've got Savannah, which is a Kordes rose. And I've got 2 of them actually together. And they are beautiful. The color pink is not something I usually gravitate towards. I can't really describe the pink color, but I don't know. It's just not one of my favorites, but it does perform well and it's really pretty. I don't know. The color is very, how do I describe it? Like a corally pink. And I usually like coral, but not this one. I don't know. It's hard for me to say. This one right here is Evelyn. And I've got like 4 or 5 Evelyns in here. They are not doing the greatest. They had gotten eaten by voles a few years back, and they're slowly recovering. But they're just not doing so hot. You know, I mean, they've got some new growth on them, but I'm almost tempted to take a couple of them out and put in another summer romance, because I've got some in pots that I could put in here. And the summer romance one, it just like completely gets huge and lush and green and covered with buds. So I might have to do that. I might do that after the first flush. We'll see, because this one is just so small. And it's just not the greatest, you know, and that one too, not super great. This one, I believe this one is Poseidon. It has those beautiful purple blooms, and then this one is Plum Perfection. So I've got 2 purples right next to each other, which is coming out nicely, as you can see. And then I forget what this one is, but I had a rose die right here, and I know you're not really supposed to plant another rose where you put another, like one died, but I'm gonna give it a shot. I had gotten the Ancient Mariner, and that's what this is right here. So we're gonna see how he does. He's leafing out just fine. So we're gonna just be patient and see how he does. And now we're back to Cinderella Fairy Tale again. So that's this garden bed. Now if we go over here, I've got some Munstead wood roses that are actually like just about to come out. I need to cut back my boxwoods a little bit. They're getting a little crazy. But as you can see, this one's just starting to open up. And it's got that beautiful, rich color to it. I just love this rose. It has done incredibly well for me. Look at how beautiful that is. I just can't get over this one. This is one of my favorite David Austin roses. It just, oh, it's so beautiful. The shape, the form, the color, the scent, everything about it just wows me. Love it. And it's gotten really tall. Like, okay, there we go. Focus. It's gotten pretty tall. I mean, it's like about 4 feet tall or so, which is very impressive to me. This rose is Queen of Sweden, and it's filling out very nicely.
Oh, Valley's up a tree now.
Yeah. And the blooms are just starting to form on here. So this one might be a little bit behind Munstead wood, and I'm not sure why that is. Usually they bloom at the same time. Maybe I didn't prune them at the same time. I can't remember if I did or not. Hey, kitty. This is Jasper, one of our new cats. We got him the day after New Year's Day at the animal shelter, and he is such a sweetheart. Oh my gosh. He will come up and cuddle with you and love on you.
And then O'Malley over there, he is like the ultimate hugger kitty.
He likes to cuddle too.
snuggling kitty.
Yeah. Elizabeth got a new bike, so she's taking it for a spin today. Right here, I've got some lilies, and they are called Garden Affair, and they're really pretty come late spring. And this area has kind of just, you know, it's struggled because it's got all these tree roots down here, and the soil is just not the greatest. So I do have some hydrangea paniculatas right here. Hopefully they'll do a little bit better this year. I don't know. It's kind of hit or miss in this spot, but I see that rose over there in that pot. That's a summer romance rose. So it's doing fantastic. So who knows, I've got like 4 or 5 in pots around here. So I could definitely take 1 or 2 of those and kind of fill in that bare spot where Evelyn is just not doing too well. The daylilies are looking beautiful. The coneflower's starting to come out, and the salvia is looking pretty. Hi, baby. It's okay. It's okay, sweet boy. The daylilies are looking great. My Japanese maple's looking beautiful. This is called Emperor 1. And it's one of my favorites. I absolutely love the rich red color. And I love how it's branched out. It's been in this spot for like 3 or 4 years. And it's really looking beautiful. We did a little bit of revamping over here in the front beds. I had some spirea bushes here that just did not look very well, and I was kind of tired of them. They were messy, and so I ripped those out, and I put these frost-proof gardenias in its place. And I think it looks much nicer. It's going to be green all year round, and we won't have the brown mess look in the winter anymore. These daylilies are doing fantastic. I think they're called Barbara Mitchell, but I can't quite remember if that's what they are. And here I planted a whole bunch of lilies in this little bare patch right here. It's what is it? Something moon. And there's 2 different varieties. One is more yellow, and the other one is more of a pink. And they both have the word moon in them. I got the bulbs at Walmart. They looked really healthy, and I thought, you know what, we'll give it a shot. So we'll see if they come up. They looked fine when I planted them. And this is right here is a peony that I got from Swenson Gardens online. They have really neat variety of peonies, and usually they have massive roots. I think that they had moved their farm when I had gotten this one, and so this root was actually really small compared to what I usually get. Usually I get massive roots from them where they bloom the first year that I planted them, and this one was really small, so I was kind of disappointed, but I think it was probably because they were busy moving or something like that, and that's why I got such a small root rhizome from them. So I haven't seen it bloom yet, but it is called Etched Salmon, which has a really pretty coral color. And then I've got some more roses over here. This is Ispahan right here. Which is just loaded down with buds. And then I believe this one is Pompanella. And then the one in the front here is Souvenir de Louise d'Amade or something like that. It was a very long French name and I can't remember, but I got all of these roses from PalatineRoses.com, which I absolutely adore. They have really great quality roses. That's where I got my summer romance roses. that have done really, really well. Trying to get this iPhone to focus and it just doesn't want to cooperate very well. But yeah, so that's the front yard and what we've got going on. I can show you the little cottage garden area over here. Yeah, I wanted to show you these. I love these foxglove. I found them at Lowe's and underplanted them with Supertunia Bordeaux, and they look so pretty together. I might actually move these back a little bit so they don't get pounded by rain later on today, because I do not want those getting messed up for sure. Oh, and then I potted up with some geraniums and petunias and sun patience, and they're not really doing too well, but it's probably because it's been so cold. We've had quite a few cold snaps, and the heat-loving annuals just are not taking off yet. Here's my husband working on this mountain of mulch here. He's trying to cover it up as best as possible so it doesn't wash away later today. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. No, it hasn't. Go find something to do. Here I've got some Chinese snowball viburnums that are looking so pretty right now. I love it. I can't wait for these to get bigger. Lots of roses in here that are leafing out. Got some azaleas, got some weeds. I've got a lot of weeding to do in here. The daffodils are pretty much spent. The daylilies are looking good. The phlox is coming up. The dianthus is coming up. Here, this right here is my Olivia Austin rose, which is looking fabulous. This is probably another one of my favorite David Austins. It's completely reliable, always looks great. Doesn't get disease problems like other Austins do. And it's got a lot of buds all over it. Oh, come on, camera. Focus. There we go. But there's a lot of phlox that's popping up through here, through the daffodils. And it's gonna look really pretty in the next, couple of months with summer right around the corner. All of these are more of my summer plants. And we've got some iris that are about to bloom. Say hi, Jasper. Hi. But yeah, I'm excited about that. And the daffodils are pretty much just about done. I know for you, those of you up north, they're just getting started. And for some of you, they haven't even started yet. It is Easter Sunday today. So happy Easter, everyone. And I hope wherever you are that you're enjoying this day with your family, regardless of your religion. And that we just take the time to remember to be grateful and thankful for all that we have and thankful for each other. So I know that I am very thankful for my family and for my home and my garden. So I wish you all well, and we'll see you in the next video I do in the backyard. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.